So game one of the Western Conference Finals just took place with the Nuggets coming up on top after an almost all-time great comeback from the Los Angeles Lakers. And a lot of people are talking about the Rui Hachimura switch onto Jokic in the fourth quarter that really slowed him down, really seemed to bother him and give him a lot of fits. And first of all, my opinion on that is like, yeah, sure, give him fits in those 6 minutes, 7 minutes. That was also after he had already given them like, 31, 20, and 12 or something like that in the first 3 quarters. So of course he was gassed. And it wasn't just Rui Hachimura. He was backing down Rui Hachimura all the way into the paint, and it was Anthony Davis waiting 1 foot in the basket or 1 foot away from the rim who was bothering those shots and really contesting a lot of them. And I think that has a lot to do with not being able to adjust their spacing to have Aaron Gordon spaced out more. And of course, I don't think just putting Aaron Gordon in the corner is actually a solution, because I think Anthony Davis is still going to help off of him. Some people are moving like they're going to put Michael Porter Jr. at the 4 and run kind of a smaller lineup with Bruce Brown, KCP, and Jamal Murray. And while I understand that lineup because it just makes the Lakers have to space out more to Michael Porter Jr. and Anthony Davis has to stretch it out, I don't think that's the lineup change that I would personally go with. I would still stick with my core 5 guys, and I would just run Aaron Gordon in a lot more off-ball screens, especially when Jokic is posted up, isolated on Rui Hachimura. I think a play that we're going to see a lot more is not even just having Aaron Gordon like run out to the 3. I think you're going to get a Jokic post up on the weak side. They're going to clear out. Anthony Davis is still going to be waiting around, and while the second he kind of commits to stopping or slowing down Jokic, Aaron Gordon needs to run out of there and set a hard screen on KCP or Michael Porter Jr. and get those guys open for 3, because I think Jokic can hit that pass 9 times out of 10, and it's going to force the Lakers to have to make a really tough adjustment here, which is, one, does Anthony Davis just stay in the paint and let Aaron Gordon screen off ball for all of these great shooters and Michael Porter Jr. and KCP, and just have to make their guys stick to them a lot better, because I think that's going to be really difficult, especially if Michael Porter Jr. gets hot from 3, just because he's so much taller than all the other defenders the Lakers have. If he gets an open look, which I mean, even with the hand in his face, it's pretty much still an open look, but if he gets a truly open look, that's going to be lethal. He was really good last night. I think he's going to have a really good series, and I think that's what we're going to see a lot of, is just Aaron Gordon setting off-ball screens, forcing Anthony Davis either to have to then recover to the 3-point shooter, or forcing a switch where now Aaron Gordon has whoever was guarding Michael Porter Jr. or KCP on him, and then he can roll to the basket and Jokic can find him for the lob or just dump off pass. As well, I think Jokic is just going to isolate on Rui Hachimura a lot more. I think he was definitely gassed by the end. He played really good on both ends of the floor for the first 3 quarters and clearly just was tired by the end. That, understandable, makes sense. He had to battle against Anthony Davis on one end and then go against him on the other and score a bunch on him. Yeah, he definitely looked tired, but I think moving forward, he's just going to isolate him, turn around, get some nice middies going, hit him with a somber shuffle, and just kind of that one-legged fall away that he likes a little bit, and just hit those mid-range shots. And Jokic is an amazing mid-range shooter. I think he's shooting like 55% on the year or something like that. Another thing that I think is going to be really interesting, and I just find this funny from like a narrative standpoint, because the first 2 rounds, everyone was like, oh, well, Jokic didn't go up against anyone. Yeah, he played Rudy Gobert and Anthony Davis. Those guys are bums. Those guys are nothing defensively compared to Anthony Davis. And while I do agree with that, the Lakers had to take Anthony Davis off Nikola Jokic. The Lakers admitted in the first 3 quarters of the first game of their series, Anthony Davis can't stop Jokic. Anthony Davis can't hold Jokic. Anthony Davis needs help to stop Jokic. And I think that's just really fun from a narrative perspective, because it puts to rest all the bullshit that's like, oh, well, Jokic can't do this against elite defender. Jokic can't do this. Jokic can't do that. He just gave what a lot of people would say is one of the best postseason defensive runs ever in Anthony Davis right now. He just gave him a 34-point 20 triple-double with 2 blocks. Yes, Anthony Davis played great on the other end. I think Anthony Davis deserves a lot of shine for keeping the Lakers in this game 40-10 while playing really good defense, especially down the stretch, is one of the reasons why the Lakers even had a chance at this game. Austin Reeves also stepped up big for them down the stretch, hitting 5 for 9 from deep, hitting like 3 or 4 of them all in the fourth quarter to get that lead really close. And this was just a really good series. Both teams shot incredibly well. Both teams stepped up. Both stars on both teams stepped up. And I think this is going to be one of the greatest postseason duels ever, especially from like modern day big men. I don't think we've ever seen 2 all-time great big men go against each other like this in the past like 10 years. I can't think of any other duels really off the top of my head that will compare to this one if this kind of level of play keeps up. And I'm just really excited moving forward to see what both teams does. The Nuggets now, they won. The Lakers played their big adjustment. The Nuggets still won, and now they have 2 days to kind of pick apart and understand, hey, how do we exploit this matchup? And like I said, I think a lot of it is having Aaron Gordon do off-ball screens when Jokic is posted up against Rui. I think a lot of it is also just having Jokic ISO and post up Rui more and just kind of take those shots over him, which I think he's going to do. And I just want to say, people are moving like, oh, Rui was this great, adjustment. Oh, it really slowed down Jokic. Rui Hachimura grabbed 0 rebounds in all of his minutes played. One of the biggest problems tonight was how bad the Lakers performed on the defensive rebounds and just rebounding in the hole on both ends of the floor. And I don't think Rui Hachimura is the answer. Yes, he can box out Jokic, but Jokic is so big and so tall, and he's just going to lean on him and weigh on him. And I really don't know if Rui is going to be able to keep that up for 28 minutes. I don't think Vando is an option really on Jokic. I think he's too small. I think he's not big enough, just like weight-wise. I also don't think that the Lakers should put LeBron James on Jokic at any point unless they absolutely have to. LeBron is just, he's old, he's hurt, his foot's fucked up, and I just don't think he can like physically withstand Jokic just slowing him and weighing on him and posting him up. Like, I think I would just completely gas LeBron and take away the Lakers' greatest offensive weapon, which is LeBron's passing and playmaking. And we saw LeBron absolutely pick apart the Nuggets down the stretch, especially in all those switches against Jamal Murray. He was absolutely elite at hunting those matchups. But the game came down to another one of those Jamal Murray switches where LeBron just settled for a three like he likes to do now. And the Lakers lost the game because of it. I saw a lot of poor body language from LeBron down the stretch. And like, my biggest concern for the Lakers is they exerted everything they had to come back in this game and they still fell short. How much do they really have heading into game 2? Anthony Davis has not been great offensively consistently throughout the playoffs. He'll have one great performance and follow it up with a 15-point performance. And I don't think that the Lakers can withstand an Anthony Davis 15-point performance. If he averages 20 points over this course of the series, I think the Lakers really struggle just to keep up offensively with the Nuggets. I think Anthony Davis is going to have to elevate his scoring while being just as elite on the defensive end, and that's a tough task to do against Jokic in this elite offense in the Denver Nuggets for 7 games. My initial prediction of Nuggets and 6, I think I'm still sticking with. I don't think this really shakes my belief in them. I think another really nice adjustment that the Lakers did was just taking D'Lo off the floor, not playing the fourth quarter. They pretty much got rid of him. They started going over the screens, which I think is something they should have done from the very beginning. Jamal Murray has been absolutely elite in the mid-range all playoffs. He'll have a couple of bad games, but when he's cooking, he's cooking. And Jamal gave him 31, 5 and 5 with 3 steals, and it was honestly really good. And yeah, this is just such a great series, and I'm excited to see where it goes and how these teams both adjust and perform moving forward. And if you liked the video and made it all the way to the end, if you want to like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Take it easy.